Welcome, everybody, to the Air Force Golf Show. I'm Dave Roberts.
I'm Rudy Jay.
Hey, we're changing lives one swing at a time. Today, we got a great show. We're going to teach you about fitting golf balls and what golf ball is right for you. And we're also going to be talking about programs because the Air Force Golf Portfolio has the same programs all around the world. That way, when you PCS one place, you have that same program in another place. So.
And I got to ask you about this latest fad.
Yes.
Mini drivers.
Mini drivers.
What is a mini driver? Do I need to add it to my bag? Do I need to come off at $300 or not?
No, that's a mini conversation. Hey, folks, pour yourself a cold one. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Air Force Golf Show. Welcome back, everybody, to the Air Force Golf Show. I'm Dave Roberts.
Rudy Jay.
We're changing lives one swing at a time. Rudy.
What's up?
You asked me about mini drivers. Let's just get that out.
Let's get it out the way.
Yes.
Let's get this mini driver thing out the way because, you know.
It's a small topic.
I've had the benefit of sitting with you now for over a year, and I understand you can't have a $2,000 bag and a $20 swing. So I don't run out and get every new putter, every new driver. But the mini driver trend and conversation is taking over social media. I struggle with my 3-wood, 5-wood, 7-wood, whatever. So I'm like, maybe I found something that's easier to hit. Do I need to add this to my...
No.
Oh,
no.
So are you anti-mini driver?
Well, it's not that I'm anti-mini driver. It's just masking what a 3-wood is. Okay. Right now, many drivers, they say, have 14 to 15 degrees loft. Okay. What makes it easier to hit with those drivers, even the 13-degree ones, is they put the weight on the bottom of the face, right? And so it's down here, so it'll automatically go higher. So what it is adding more loft to the club, which is easier to hit.
Am I losing distance?
Yes, but you're gaining accuracy. But you can do the same thing with your 3-wood because every golf club has a roll angle, right, which is the side spin, and it has the pitch, which is, going up the loft. And with those, the higher the loft, the less the side spin. That's why people have trouble hitting their drivers. So they'll hit their 3-woods. Now, back in the day when I played on the mini tours and I played Air Force or Army golf, my club was about that big, the same size. So all it is kind of like, it's like bringing back bell bottoms, man. they come back.
You say that so like casual, like, well, it's like your 3-wood. I know people that, especially off the deck. I'm not talking about off the tee as much as I am off the deck. I'm talking about like I'm 300 out. I don't drive the ball far, so I'm still 300 out on a good size par 5.
Mm-hmm.
I have a mental block with the 3-wood. Obviously I'm trying to lift it, not knowing it lifts on its own. So are you strictly talking about off the tee when you talk about the mini driver?
No, it's supposed to have a dual use.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
But the famous Ben Hogan once told A.J. Triggs, who is in the Texas Golf Hall of Fame, and so is Ben Hogan, he said, hey, why don't you hit your driver off the deck? He says, I'm Ben Hogan and won't even hit a driver off the deck. So if one of the greatest golfers in the world says he's not going to hit it off the deck.
Now that is a gem.
Why?
If Ben Hogan says it, why are y'all...
Right?
So I'm going to look at all 3 cameras.
Yeah, right.
Why are all of y'all... I'm going DOD. For what?
For what? So you could slice it, top it, and do the other things. Going back to your 500-yard par 5 that you just talked about, let's just say you hit your drive and you still got about 270 in. Why don't you hit your 170-yard shot to the 100-yard marker and play a wedge, because you know that your wedge is going to get on that green 8 out of 10 times, than trying to hit something as close as possible. And then you're either off in the woods, in the water, or you're too close to the green. And then all of a sudden you got a half shot that you do not practice.
At all.
And then you chunk it. You skull it, things like that. We do have video evidence that does happen to golfers.
We have it.
Yes, it even happens to the professionals. And so why would you take a very low percentage shot? A driver off the deck is very low. As Tom Watson, the great Tom Watson once said, why don't you play the golf course backwards? We talked about it in the last time when Bernhard Langer was wheeling it backwards. Yes. He does that on purpose. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a 345-yard par 4, the thing is to bring out the big stick, hit as far as you can, and clean up the mess. Why don't you hit your 245 shot, which is normally everybody's 3-wood, right around there, and have a 100-yard marker shot in, where you're more apt to hit it onto the green and where you want on the green. Because how about if you short side yourself and then you got that tricky pitch over a bunker downhill going, right? So are the odds. Amateurs today will play better golf if they would actually golf the ball instead of trying to beat the course. Play the golf course as the architect has designed it. If you notice, next time you go out and play whatever golf course you're going to play, start looking at where fairways go in and stuff. The architect has designed the golf course to hit certain shots.
Right.
And today, it's like they watch their tour players just hit it as far as possible. But if you also watch folks on tour, they also mow the grass down a lot, and because they want to see birdies, because birdies sell advertising. You're out there, you're in the rough. You can't find your body. Yes, you're in the dirt patch. You're not in tour conditions. Did it benefit you to do that? No, because then you walk away with a 6. You don't even give your chance for a 3 or 4 because you're like, okay, I'm going to skull this. I'm going to chunk this, because you already have the negative thoughts. Why did I hit this? And that's part of the aspect of the game of, yes, mini drivers. Oh, okay.
That's what we have.
But it's a fad.
It's just a fad.
It's just a fad. Okay. I'm going to give you this. Back in the day, Gene Sarazen, they all came up with sand wedges, say it's going to take 5 strokes off your score. Are the scores any different?
I don't even have one in my bag.
Okay, Ping came up a long time ago. The Ping company came up when they had the Ping I2s, and they were the craze, and they were on tour. And the gap was so big, so they came up with what they call the U wedge, which you know as a gap wedge today. So now they added the lob wedge. Now we've added the U wedge and the lob wedge. Has the scores got any lower?
No.
No, because it's the talent.
Got 52, 54, 56.
And then I got this bounce, and I've got this, and I've got this, and my shaft length is this. And so then people get a little crazy, which brings us to your next topic that we were discussing off camera, is we fit all these golf clubs, right? We get the lie angle, we get the loft. People love the things like Bryson DeChambeau, where it's one length, and that's for them, God bless them. But fitting the golf ball. Are you using the right golf ball?
I think I am. I like something I can compress. So, I love the PGA Hope balls you gave me. You told me there's 60 compression.
60 compression.
So they feel good to me. I feel like I'm actually compressing it. Like I don't feel like my game is where I need a $60 box of golf balls just to donate to the guy that looks for golf balls all around. I'm going to give them to him. Why not just go up to him and hand him the box?
Right. I did a post one time talking about drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
You see your tour players, Pro V1Xs, they play, back then it was Nike when Tiger was playing.
Now it's the triple diamond.
Yes, and you've got to do this, and you've got to play this, and the Callaway Chrome Softs, and I can name all the balls from all the companies, and TP5s from TaylorMade, because we want to give everybody equal time, right? And so you play these, and you say, well, it's the feel. You know what? Only 1% of America breaks 80 on a consistent. You don't even know what the feel is, okay? The feel for you is not feeling a rock come off that club face, and kind of feeling the little smush. Because this is how it works, folks. I'm going to do this live, okay? This is your golf ball right here. And what it does is it rolls up the club face. It compresses and grabs the grooves, and that's how it gets in the air. If Tiger Woods shot 72 and he hit 36 shots with his clubs, it would only be on his golf ball less than 5 seconds the entire round. The ball has to spin up, not ricochet off the club face. So you need something that you can compress.
Yes.
You don't need rocks. You need something that is, and it's so funny is because one of the club companies, they had the lady ball come out, and all the seniors loved it, but they didn't want to play it because it said lady, so they made laddie. They put laddie on it.
Man, look, I'm the only person hitting my ball and touching my ball. If it says lady, it says lady. But now, are all ball fittings created equal? Like, can I just walk into any store? I don't want to name any stores.
Right.
Any store that sells golf stuff, or a golf store, like specific, where they got the hitting base.
You want to do it right, you want to see your PGA Professional.
Okay, that's where I'm getting at.
Because he's trained already in
That's what I'm getting at.
To look and see that by hitting golf balls. They used to say, hey, like clubs, if you hit your 7-iron 150 yards, you need a stiff shaft. There's more to it than that. It's the same way with the golf ball. What do you want out of your game? Do you want it to kind of stop on the green? Because they have the best of the both worlds. What these golf balls, and people don't understand, is they have the different urethane covers and the different covers. Inside these golf balls, they have a thing called polyurethane.
Yes.
Okay? And this is the same thing that is in a canoe. Okay, so that when you hit the canoe against the bank and it goes in and it comes back out, So this poly stuff is what is in the middle of a golf ball. So it compresses.
I haven't spent much time in canoes.
Well, it's okay. I'll take you out on the river one of these days.
I'm not getting in no canoe.
Well, the next time it floods, I'll take you on the river. We'll see your swimming skills.
I can swim, but yeah.
But that's what it is. And so this polybutadiene center is it compresses. And if you really want to see what a golf ball actually does, if you go on a YouTube channel and you see golf ball compresses against like refrigerator, and it shows a slow motion of a golf ball that got shot out of a golf gun, which is just a big canister gun, like a potato shooter, and it shot and it hits this wall and it compresses and then it bounces back out to normal. And that's what your golf ball does, but it goes up the grooves, and that's how it gets in the air. And then what you have to look at, which we're getting real technical now, is the dimple pattern. The bigger the dimples, the more air it will stay up in the air. Okay, the smaller the dimples, like some of the
I learned something new today.
Then it was going to, yeah. Why do you think baseballs don't have any dimples? Okay, you can only hit that 320-yard home run. What is 320 or 320 feet is what in yards?
It's divided by 12.
108. That's your wedge. Okay, so you're hitting wedges from home plate over the right field fence. Okay, look at that comparison.
That's a great comparison.
Because that ball can't fly that far unless you're the UT softball people who knocked it out of the park on a couple games ago. Yeah. But other than that, dimples is what makes it fly. And the dimple pattern, there's normally 392 dimples to a golf ball. And it's aerodynamic the way...
You shouldn't know that.
...flows that.
You shouldn't know that.
Well, I'm a PGA professional.
Hey, but now, I guess the question is, everybody's sitting, at home watching this, is ball fitting going to save strokes?
Yes.
That was quick.
Well, it's a quick answer. Because... if you hit the rock, you're not going to go as far. Then you got a longer club into the green because you didn't compress it. If you go out and take a 54, okay?
50, golf ball.
A golf ball that has a logo that says 54 on it, okay? I won't name the club company, but...
I got you.
Okay, hit the 54 or the 50. And then you go back and hit a Pro V1. You hit 3 shots with each one. Your 54 or 50 is going to go a lot farther because you compressed it and you actually use it. What people don't also understand in golf is we were out at MacDill Air Force when we were out there playing and I was showing you some things. Yeah. Remember one of the things I said? The golf club is the engine. You're just the steering wheel. So what they want to do is they want to pulverize it. So now they're swinging too hard. The club is not meant for their swing speed. Then you're hitting a rock. Yeah, your scores are going to go up because you're going to be hitting it left, right, left, military golf, and then you're not going to hit it far enough.
Yeah, you're hitting the triple diamond.
I mean, I remember a conversation. I hit a driver on one of those holes, and you said, "Not bad for an old man." Well, because
I don't remember saying that.
You did that.
Hey, mark that from the record, there, jury. I don't remember saying that. Please detract that from the stage.
It was on that hole where I had to hit it over the water. They had the cameras going back, and you go, "Not bad for an old man." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you know what?" Because everything has a sequence. There's a thing called Iron Byron. That's up at the Performance Center, and that's how they test clubs and they test golf balls. It has the same swing. They can change the swing speed, and that's how they figure out what shafts go, what yardages, what golf balls are compliant, what club faces are compliant, and stuff like that. The moral is, it's the same swing every single time. Well, if you put the same swing every single time and don't have 14 swings for 14 clubs, and you use the golf ball that is actually fit for you for the compression, you don't have to play the 100 compression Pro V1 X's, TP5s, and Srixons, and all. And you go play some of the other golf balls, and they got some really great balls out there. You just look and see what the compression is. The average golfer needs to play about 65 to 70 compression golf ball, and he would enjoy his game, or she will enjoy the game.
So you would say, start with your golf ball, then work your way to your clubs.
Well, first you want to get the clubs fit because of the angles, right? Okay. You don't want to have something like, So
the club fitting is important.
It's very important, but we all go there. And people didn't even know you can get fit for their putter, but you can.
I didn't know the putter.
Yes, you can get fit for your putter.
I thought putter was like, Charles Barkley suits right off the rack.
No.
He's never has a fitted suit ever in his life.
Right.
Olympic and all, he just refuses to get
it. That was the other night on TV. It was a little bit big for him. But
come on, Chuck, you can't be on the Olympic and keep the shirt and keep the suit off the rack. Anyway, so
he had a 76er thing going down there because that thing was he was bulked up.
Yeah.
But That's what, but putters is not only the line angle because when you drop your hands in, the club has to sit flat, but like people like me who have monovision, I am predominantly left-handed. I play golf right-handed. I bowl right-handed. So my left eye is dominant. My putter,
my right eye
is 3 degrees loft. Yours is normally about 4 or 5. I think I was telling you it's about 5 degrees loft, just knowing the putter that you have. Well, when I look at a putter that has more than 3 degrees loft, and if it's not center shafted, I can actually see the loft on the club. Every club has loft. That's why when you putt, if you lean your hand forward, that's why it hops. So if you take it and it's right here and you putt it, you're going to see the little, and then it gets rolling and it rolls out.
Now you piqued my interest or something. So sometimes I take we're Texas boys. Well, now you are. I know you've been all over the world. So when I'm putting, let's say, like sometimes I'll take the Texas wedge and I'm about maybe 3 yards off the green.
Perfect.
Should I lean it forward?
No.
So to bounce some and then get rolled?
What you do is you'll step back on the right foot like I was telling you, because you want to use the loft to pop it over the fringe a little bit and then to get it roll. Anytime you lean into it, which you would be leaning left, you're delofting the club and you're pinching down on it, it's going to take a hop. How many times have you done something like that and it hopped right or left?
Yeah, it doesn't go doesn't stay on the
line. Right, but when we were practicing out there in Florida and we were on our right foot and you popped it and said, hey, man, that went, it rolled normal because you're now using the loft of the club and the way it's built.
Got you. Okay. I was just trying to find every way to save strokes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's what it is. And again, you play your golf course backwards. That is the key thing. Don't go smashing it all the way down there and then thinking you're going to clean up the mess. You're not a tour player. You're not Phil Mickelson, can hit it over his back of his head and into the hole. You're not those guys. So you got to play to your strengths. And so what I recommend to everybody is go out to the 100-yard marker, 110 out, find a club that you can hit 7 out of 10 times on a green. Play your game to it, and your game, you will drastically improve your game right away.
So what do we learn, boys and girls?
Fit your golf balls.
You don't fit your golf balls, fit your clubs, fit your putter, and you don't need the mini driver.
You don't need the mini driver.
You don't need the mini driver.
If anybody wants to see a mini driver, I will post my old driver on
and you
my.
And
everybody's going to go, and I'm going to go, guys, this was the driver back in 1983, my Pittsburgh Persimmon.
So you can tell, you know what you should do? Put your old driver on Marketplace for $300. Somebody buy it and just put a mini driver.
Well, it's funny is because it has a blue titanium shaft, which they don't do titanium shafts anymore because it was stronger than graphite back then. And those are the things that Daly and all of those guys came out with, titanium shafts, because they needed that extra stiffness down at the bottom because their swing speeds are so ungodly. And so I have one of those and it sits into the, it's in the Dave Hall of Fame thing. Then it's just a small head and you're looking at it like, and I look at it, I go, God, I used to hit that.
Right.
But now that is the trend.
It is the trend, but definitely. Now, on the pro side, we're leaving myself behind. On the pro side, is it an advantage to what's going on with the balls? I know the PGA and everybody, they've talked about taking some juice out of the ball. Remember baseball went through this?
Right.
The ball's juice is jumping out. Are the balls juiced for these pros?
Well, yes.
Or are they just crazy strong?
No, yes. I have golf balls, what we call hot.
Of course.
Okay, I have hot golf balls. They come in white packages with no names on them from the company that used to sponsor me.
Is that legal?
Yes, they're tour legal.
Okay.
Golf balls. They're not what you can buy off the counter. And they are a little bit hotter. They spin more. They're softer. They shoot off the club face more with less spin, and then on the irons they'll have more spin. Okay, so it'll knuckle off the club face off of your driver, your 3-wood, and then it'll spin on your irons because you're bringing that descending blow on it. Okay, they don't need to bring back those golf ball, or take it back. You don't need to do like you did with the baseball. What you need to do is stop playing golf courses that look like 18 runways, okay? You want to lower or raise the scores of some PGA Tour players and stuff like that? Look what just happened at the PGA Championship. Look at right now, the last ladies U.S. Open at Riviera. They didn't play it in the PGA Tour conditions, right, where the guys are shooting 20 under. Nelly Corda won at 8 under par.
Shout out to Nelly.
Right? She shot at 8 under par because they raised the rough 2 inches. So.
And what, was she just never in it?
Yes. She was like not missing fairways.
Yeah.
And she even had a double bogey and still shot under par the second day because she kept, I made a double bogey. It's like throwing an interception. Let's just rock on and move on. And that's some of the issues that a lot of the players have. So on the pro side, just toughen up the golf courses. And I don't say lengthen them. Okay, some of the greatest holes in golf are very short holes. Number 12 at Augusta, 17 at TPC at Sawgrass. Okay, number 10 at Riviera, the course that was just
very
played.
difficult holes.
You have two options. You can hit a 7-iron out in the middle of the fairway and play a wedge in, or you can try to drive it. And if you get lucky, you're on the green. And if not, you've got a pitch that you better bring out your magician hat because it can be really tough. Same way at the 17th at Phoenix after they play the beautiful hole in front of everybody. Yeah. 17 has water on the left. Half the guys drive it in the water because that's not the play. But it's the challenge, it's the ego of us golfers that say, oh, you know, I got to do that. I got
I can carry it. I'm fine.
So, you know, that's kind of...
That's good stuff.
Good stuff. Hey, let's talk programs right quick. I wanted to preview a program that we're going to be bringing out to Air Force Golf. We're going to do the Ultimate Base Championship.
Ultimate Base Championship.
Every golf course in the portfolio has the, as you would know, a club championship, but we call them the base championships, okay, where they have the lowest score for the scratch player and the one with handicap. So what we're thinking about now is to have bringing them all into San Antonio from each of the bases, fly them in and have the ultimate championship.
I already like it.
Yes.
I love to compete.
And that's what it's all about, competing there. But you say, well, how do I get to that level? And I'm so glad you asked that question. Here's how you get to that level. You go through programming, whether it's the Get Golf Ready programs. You go play in our Sundowner Scrambles, Wingman Days, the programs that we have all together that are run by all the golf courses. And then you get that confidence to go, let's go play in the base championship. Because the base championship is not by the flight, but it's the person that's going to come is the lowest net. So if you have a 15 handicap and you shoot net 68, and you're lower than all the rest of the ones with handicap, guess what? You're coming in. And you're going to compete against those guys where the guy who's a scratch golfer, he's going to be the scratch golfer. And we have another thing for him, which is like the Air Force golf team. We could put him up to go and try to qualify to get to play in the all services when they play against the Army, Air Force, and Marines and everybody else.
Now, I'll ask this question for the airmen and guardian that aren't here. I'm at Nellis, Dave.
Okay.
But I just found out my next orders are in MacDill. I really love the program I'm in at Nellis, but I'm going to MacDill. What should I do?
First of all, you contact MacDill and say, hey, this is the program I am. 9 times out of 10, they're hosting the same program. They might have it under a different name. So what we're also trying to do is build a worldwide academy for the golf where the same programs and the same teachings will be at every facility that we have.
I love that.
And that you can track the golfers through the app of whether they're on the golf course, they're spending money on the golf course, but when they leave, their name is in a centralized system, which is in the cloud. And, you know, your history is there. So when you go and that pro sees you, when you come to MacDill, he'll type your name in. He'll see that you did this, and this. Well, you already got that head start of where you can go to next. And so what I want to do is work on levels. I think the First Tee has a great program where you start at a color. And then once you graduate from
Air
that
Force
color.
has First Tee?
No.
Oh, but
some of them do. Like Randolph and Lackland, they are an extension of San Antonio's First Tee.
Because my teenager was in First Tee. I loved it for her.
Right. So you move up.
Okay.
And that's what I would like to do with some of these programs. Okay, you're going to be in the starter program. You've got out of that. Now you're in the intermediate program. Okay, you're ready you want to compete in a club championship. You know, you don't want to play just your fun 9 on Wednesday nights like the Pizza Scramble at Herbert. You're ready to go and venture. Well, we want to get it to where everybody has a chance. And that's why we have handicaps. And so now let's celebrate that bigger. We already have the world's largest National Golf Day. Another 3,000 over again played this last year. So yeah, it's super awesome. I get to brief tomorrow about golf program. And
you got to brief it?
Yes. I got
a speech ready?
Yeah. You know me, that speech is like, here's 3 cliff notes, just Dave.
And then Dave's just going to go off.
We're going to tell you when to shut up. And so now we want the ultimate base championship. No other place has it. Okay, the Army doesn't do it. The Marine Corps / Navy, they don't do it. Troon Golf doesn't do it. But bring in all your champions from around the world and celebrate the game, and have the best of the best competing in handicap version and the scratch version, and crown that ultimate champion. I mean, how would you like to go home to your base and you got that Mac Daddy trophy, and I'm looking at a wrestling belt, you know, like the, WWE, maybe a spinning golf ball in the middle. I'm working on it, and just to get everybody involved, because you never know that airman. Nobody knew that me being a, E4 of the United States Army over in Korea was end up going to be where I am today.
Right. Yeah.
You just don't know. And did I have the confidence to go play the base championship in Korea? No. I just love going out and playing with the guys. And then all of a sudden I got to Fort Sill, and then, I was like, wow, I'm pretty good. Let me go try this. And even when I was a 10, 12 handicap, I wanted to compete.
I want to play,
because
I want to go play the
competition,
best of the best.
Yes.
Love to compete.
I think I have in me, somewhere in me, I'm glad it's not basketball because I get smashed, but I have the Jordan Kobe stuff in me. I want to win. I'm wired to win. I want to compete at all times.
Same.
And so I will do that little extra. I taught my son, champions do what others don't. And then he's a big Jordan fan. He's a big Kobe fan. He's a big Giannis fan.
Smart man.
And so he's like, these guys came from the ashes to there, getting cut from your high school basketball. Kobe always in the shadow. And then they got to pass the torch from Jordan to Kobe. And now you got Giannis, who, would sit 5 hours waiting for the bus to come pick him up. So he played basketball, and look at, him now. And now we got Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs, and Wemby is the same kind of a story. I mean, it was kind of ironic.
Wemby's a maniac.
Oh, he's the alien.
In a good way. In a good way.
Oh, the game the other night was awesome where he just pushed Brunson down. That's a whole nother story.
Sure. I can do an hour on that.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. But, but it goes back to golf, because in golf, we first of all have egos. Okay. Second of all, we all want to compete. And when we don't feel that we can compete, then we get shy about it, and then we don't want to.
But in golf, there's no Ray Allen in the corner to pass it to. So you got to have a certain mentality, because no one's coming to save you. You know what I mean? It's you. Like, you hit a bad shot, it's like, okay, I can't, my point guard isn't going to have 20 points for me. I got to go and figure it out. So that's the difference in golf, as far as why it's way more mental, I think, than any sport out there.
And you're right. 90% of golf is mental. And what I've taught to my students, I taught to my son, I don't believe in quitters. When we have a lot of junior golfers and others who will walk off because they have a bad score and they don't want to put it on their handicap, right? You shot it, you own it. That's the way it is. You shot it, you own it. Do you think Peyton Manning, when he threw an interception, that he's going to blame it on Saturday? Because, you hiked the ball wrong to me. No. You threw the pass. You made the wrong read, or you did whatever you did. You didn't get it to your guy. You didn't get it to Harrison. And guess what? So go back out there and do it again. You're not going to go sit and sulk on the bench. You're going to go back out. And that's the way golf is. Okay, so I'm going to give you this before we leave. Here's how I want you to play golf. Okay? I want you to hit a shot. We talked about this. We were out at... matter of fact, we were at McDill. We played our, pseudo 9 holes with each other, about 15 holes. Hit your golf, and you hit one off sideways. I said, what are you going to do next? Well, I'm going to do this. I said, well, why don't you get back into position, and then hit your favorite club, and then hit it on the green there, and let's not multiply the issue.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Take your medicine.
Yeah. And so a lot of golfers, I want that Phil hero. So this next time you go out and play golf and you hit it sideways accidentally, because we don't do that on purpose, I want you to go out to the 100-yard marker, because I found out the 100-yard marker is good for you. Because I watched you tearing it at 100-yard marker. Because you made a comment when we were out there. You're like, man, I wish every shot was 100-yard marker.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
He's giving me his check. I was
100 in. I love it.
And so pitch it to the 100-yard marker. Don't try to pitch it any closer, and then watch your up and down or hard par, easy bogey. Instead of going, okay, well, I got it too close. Now I sculled it over, or I did this and did this. When we did play a couple of those matches, and folks, you'll catch all the action on the scramble coming out. You'll see that there's shots that I hit a fade and didn't hit as far as, like David or some of the others, because if theirs was not good, at least we had a fighting chance for the entire team.
For the team. And then we made a bunch of birdies.
Oh, Florida was made of birdies. I think we needed to go get a license, man. We were shooting them down
a bunch of times.
I didn't even have to putt.
Yeah. And something I did, and I got this from you. So I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, I was out with a couple buddies, and my buddy's like, I said, hey, you know what? Let's play the Reds today. I'm struggling with my confidence, play the Reds. And I played well. You know what I mean? Like, I hit the ball well. And then the 2 rounds after that, when I moved back to one end, like where we normally play, because you're playing for a couple bucks a hole, or $1 a hole, one buck a hole. It's amazing how that my confidence from playing the Reds transferred into me just getting into a groove when I went back. So I felt like, to me, when you're struggling as a Sunday hacker, you're 15 or above handicap. Go a couple more in, get your confidence back, and then go back to playing one. And it's not going to kill you to play one round, a couple of
No,
tees
it
up.
doesn't.
And it worked for now. Obviously,
no, but it's going to work because then your psyche is there. There are times that I go out and play and I just drop a ball at the 150-yard mark. I don't even hit a drive.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to play from 150 yards in. Again.
Sometimes you got to go out there and work on things.
You said it the one time. I think you said how you said you put your ego in your pocket. You said something to that effect, right?
Leave it in the clubhouse.
Yeah, just go out there and play. Don't worry about what your friends, because at the end of the day, you got to answer to yourself. You're going to get mad at yourself for not, hitting the ball right. What they say or what they heckle you, that's just a whole nother side game. So go out there and get yourself comfortable where you're having fun. And if you're getting to the point where you're so frustrated, then you just move up and just go have fun. Go play a goofy round, throw 2 balls, and have fun.
It works. It works.
It does.
I tell no lies. It worked. I was like, wow, my next 2 rounds after playing the Reds, I was out at Lackland with Mr. Vasquez, Robert Vasquez. I was out there, and I was like, I'm gonna play the Reds out here today. And I got in a groove in those next 2 weeks. Didn't play lights out, but I played a lot better. Just felt more comfortable over the ball.
And that is it. It is the psyche of that. Because then you could have, if you stayed back there and you kept getting frustrated more, well, the average golfer who doesn't have the competitive fire that you or myself have, then they end up just throwing the sticks in okay, I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to go do something else.
I'm going in the garage.
Right. And so then it's like, okay, here you go. And I saw a video the other day. I thought it was really great that, wives and spouses, you would take it easy on us if we had body cams when we played golf, because then you'd see how frustrated we get sideways. You would want us to go play golf because then we wouldn't be having that frustration at the house. And this guy showed a video and he goes, this is why my wife loves me to play golf. He had a body cam and he's sitting sideways with tracer on it. And she's in the background, like one of the little pieces just laughing.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's out there. Right. Because it can become very frustrating because you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And we're going to close with this with the juniors. When we go out and play, and I do the South Texas PGA Juniors, but it also mirrors some of the adults. We put too much pressure on ourselves, okay? When a junior golfer comes out and he plays, he's putting pressure on himself because he wants to compete good for himself. He wants to compete good for his parents and then his golf coach. On an adult thing is peer pressure is one heck of a thing. And when you go out there and play, right, I don't know, for some reason, golfers love to, I got guys who shoot 92 trying to tell me what to do.
Oh, gosh.
Right? But the thing is, they're out there and they make fun of you, and then all of a sudden your ego's bruised and stuff like this, and then it gets to the point and then you top it. And you got to make that long walk of misery back to the golf cart. You're like, oh my God. And you're getting all the razzing. And so, folks, go out there and just have fun, because mad golf is sad golf. Okay, when you're mad, the trees are getting way bigger and the hole gets smaller. And when you're playing,
your foursome is getting upset with you because you're acting like a spoiled brat.
Exactly. And then when you're playing happy golf, those trees are 90% air. You're making all the putts. Your best rounds, Rudy, I guess I can probably guarantee it. Not even guess. You were probably having a good time. You were just out there. You were what we call in the zone, just having a good time. And you're like, well, I just ricocheted that off a tree and going into the fairway. Oh, I missed that limb. Oh, man, did you see that? I hit it 3 feet from the hole. Man, I made a 30-foot putt.
Everything's glass half full.
Right.
Because you're having a good time.
But when you get mad, that's sad golf. That is sad golf.
Like, of course I hit a tree. I've hit every tree out here today.
That's like the guy in bowling. You know what? I got a 10-pin all the time. Yeah. He didn't throw the ball right. Yeah, well, and that's the same way there. So just go out and have fun your next round. And I tell that to everybody. Go out and have fun. Just go play fun golf. Don't even worry about the score. Just go out there and play. Hit some shots. Relax. Take your favorite beverage. Put a little music. Follow the rules. And go have fun. I guarantee your scores are going to be better.
Amen.
Well, folks, we're going to wrap it up today. Talked a lot about make sure you get the golf ball fit. I'm telling you, 70 compression golf ball, 65, 70. That's good for a lot of people. Mini driver, just hit it at your local place. You're going to see that it looks just like your 3 would. And folks, wherever you go in the United States military, ask for the programs, because we host 90% of the same programs at every facility that has a golf course.
The uniform programs. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Well, that'll wrap it up for us. You do what it takes to keep yourself safe. We'll see you again next time on the Air Force Golf Show. I'm Dave Roberts.
I'm Rudy Jay.
We're changing lives one swing at a time.